Ever since Jaws hit theaters in 1975, we were introduced to the shark summer blockbuster. There have been various takes on it, from campy yet terrifying flicks like Deep Blue Sea and ridiculous entries like Sharknado to star vehicles like The Meg. This summer, Netflix released a film with a similar premise, only this time the shark leaves the oceans to wreak havoc in the city of Paris. In this video, we'll look at why Under Paris, which was watched 40 million times in the week it was released, is the best horror shark movie right now. But first, here's a quick recap of the plot. The movie begins with a marine scientist, Sophia, and her crew on an expedition in the Pacific Ocean. The crew has been tracking a rare specimen of mako shark named Lilith that has grown to an abnormal size. Sophia's husband dives several feet below the surface with the crew to inspect Lilith and take a sample from her. But as in all horror movies, things don't go well. After several moments spent being wary of its unusual behavior, the shark attacks the men and rips them apart limb from limb, going crazy at the smell of blood. Horrified at the sight, Sophia throws herself into the water to see what happened and rescue any survivors. But she risks drowning when Lilith begins to drag her to the bottom of the ocean at an insane speed. She manages to break free and get back to the surface, but this experience, this failure, weighs heavily on her heart. Right now, you're probably wondering, how can the film top this opening sequence where 4 people get eaten by a giant shark in the middle of the ocean? Well, we weren't prepared for where the story goes next, and neither will you. In 2024, 3 years after the tragedy, Sophia now works at the Paris Aquarium. During a class excursion, she is reminded of her past by a student and doesn't take it well. After this, she's approached by Mika, a young environmental activist who informs her that a large shark has traveled upriver and is swimming in the depths of the Seine, something that is unheard of. News like that is enough to make a marine biologist quake in their flippers. The shark is identified as Lilith, the same one that killed Sophia's husband. She has somehow adapted to the freshwater environment due to climate change and pollution. As they will find out, their problem is a lot bigger than one shark straying too far from home. For Sophia, Lilith's presence in those waters makes no sense, and the best thing would be to get her back into the sea before she turns the Seine blood red, claiming the innocent lives of athletes whom Paris has invited for the World Triathlon Championship. Mika and her colleague Ben are caught by the police when they go diving in the Seine. The police do not believe Mika about a shark being there. For one, how would a saltwater shark survive in fresh water anyway, especially one as polluted and toxic as the Seine? However, that same night, the shark claims its first victim, and this forces the police to take it seriously. How many people will the shark eat before it's satisfied? Will the heroes save the day on time? Comment your predictions now. The police conduct an investigation, and after a tense sequence, seriously, props to the realistic CGI and practical effects in this film, they confirm the presence of a shark. The mayor of Paris, who is focused on the success of the triathlon and the upcoming Olympics bid, dismisses the shark threat, despite warnings from Sophia. Meanwhile, Mika and her activist group, Save Our Seas, attempt to raise public awareness about the shark. The tension escalates when the police, in their search for Lilith, discover several bombshells from World War II in the river. They cannot be careless about how they approach the situation anymore. Mika and her team of activists take matters into their own hands and dive into the river to document Lilith. Their mission turns deadly as Lilith attacks, killing several activists, including Mika. This event convinces the authorities of the imminent danger, but the mayor still refuses to cancel the triathlon. At this point, she might as well mail a shark to all the contestants individually, since she's foolishly intent on seeing blood spilled. Sophia and Adil, the police diver, come up with a plan to get rid of Lilith by bombing her nest in the underwater reservoirs of Paris. They prepare for the operation, now aware there are multiple sharks now present in the Paris Catacombs, because Lilith can reproduce asexually. One shark is dangerous enough. An army of sharks that can reproduce asexually is literally hell on earth. Things are escalating quickly. During the operation, the bombs go off, causing chaos in the river. Lilith and her offspring escape into the Seine, now filled with triathlon swimmers. What follows is carnage of the highest order, with sharks attacking athletes and causing mass panic. Adil and Sophia, along with the military, engage in a desperate fight against Lilith. The battle leads to massive explosions, thanks to the World War II bombs, that destroy bridges and flood Paris, turning the city into a watery battleground, like Venice if Venice had tons of bloodthirsty sharks. Paris is left in ruins, submerged underwater with sharks roaming freely. Adil is severely injured, and Sophia realizes the full extent of the disaster. The movie ends on a grim note, with a map showing the potential global spread of the sharks, indicating a future where humanity might be driven to extinction by these apex predators. Now that we've looked at the plot, here are the reasons Under Paris is being claimed to be one of the best shark horror movies ever made by many publications. Number 1. Unlike your typical beach or ocean setting, Under Paris takes place in the dark catacombs beneath the city of love. This claustrophobic environment adds an extra layer of terror that we don't usually get in shark movies. If a shark is in the ocean, at least there's so much space to swim or get to safety. In Paris, there are narrow tunnels instead, and this means if you do encounter a shark, there would be nowhere to run. This tense atmosphere keeps you on the edge of your seat from start to finish. It's a brilliant writing choice, up there with whoever came up with Fast Zombies. Number 2. The story isn't just about surviving a shark attack. It's about unraveling the mystery of how these sharks ended up in the Paris catacombs in the first place, how they adapted to a freshwater habitat, and what that means for the rest of humanity. The plot also combines horror, mystery, as well as a bit of real-world history and politics, making it more than just a creature feature. Number 3. The filmmakers did an outstanding job with the visual effects. The sharks look terrifyingly real, and the underwater sequences are beautifully shot despite the horror. When you're beneath the Seine, it looks murky, making it hard to see. The mix of practical and CGI effects creates an immersive, no pun intended, experience that pulls you into the depths with the characters. Number 4. Under Paris balances jump scares with a good buildup of suspense. It doesn't rely solely on cheap scares, but builds tension through its setting, story, and character interactions. There's a scene where a dog is at the bank of the river at night, barking at something moving in the water, and you're scared for its life because you've seen what the shark is capable of. You're left biting your nails, waiting for the worst, and sure enough, it exceeds expectations. Number 5. Let's face it, shark movies can get pretty creative, but how many of them end with a major city bombed and flooded with shark-infested waters? How many of them hint at the fact that this new species of shark might become a global problem? That's enough to send chills down your spine when the credits roll. So if you're a horror fan looking for something different and genuinely terrifying, Under Paris is the movie for you. Its unique setting, innovative plot, and fresh take on the genre make it the best horror shark movie out there right now. Don't miss it. Have you seen Under Paris? What did you think of the ending? What's your favorite shark horror movie? Let us know in the comments below. Also, don't miss out on our YouTube memberships. You might have noticed that little join button below. When you click on it, you become a member of our channel, part of an exclusive club. So, what do you get as a member? Firstly, you'll get these awesome loyalty badges next to your name in the comment section. It lets everyone know you're one of our VIPs. We'll also give shoutouts to our members in our videos because, hey, we appreciate you. Members also get early access to our videos. You'll be the first to see all the new content we're cooking up. And for all you lovers of horror, we've got something extra special. We're introducing the Dark Vault tier, where we'll be posting exclusive videos just for our horror fans. For those who may not want to join, our regular content will still be available for everyone to enjoy. Memberships are just for those who want to take their support to the next level. So if you want to unlock all these awesome perks and join our growing community, just hit that join button below. We can't wait to welcome you to the club. Click the video on the screen to find your next binge or movie to watch.